It's Tiriano, building bonds, building future.
Hello everyone, very good morning to all. This is Gaurav Singh and today we will continue the third chapter of our book of civics, and here there is the topic which is called the Union Executive. Under that Union Executive we will study about the President and Vice President, Rashtrapati or Uprashtrapati. So we will study about them, their role, their functions. Okay, as we know, to run the government, a group of people are required. To run any government, a group of people are required, and that group is headed by someone. Okay, so it's very important. Okay, to execute that group. Okay, so such a group of people is collectively known as the executive. So the groups are known as the executive, and here we will study about those executive. The first executive of India, or the first citizen of India, is known as our president. Okay, now what we will study in this president or vice president. What is the qualification of president? प्रेसिडेंट के लिए क्या क्वालिफिकेशंस होने चाहिए? देन वन मोर थिंग, कंपोजिशन ऑफ इलेक्टोरल कॉलेज का कंपोजिशन क्या होना चाहिए? देन द रीजंस ऑफ इनडायरेक्ट इलेक्शन, टर्म्स ऑफ ऑफिस, procedures of impeachment, powers of president, and that powers are legislative, financial, judicial, discretionary, and emergency. So these are the very important there to study in the president. Then second one is vice president. So in that we will also study and learn about the qualifications, election, term of office, and the powers of vice president. Okay. So I hope you all are understanding that the name of the chapter, which is already mentioned here, the what is the parliamentary government and the union executive. The parliamentary government and the union executive. I have already explained in the last two lectures about the parliamentary form of the government. Now we will discuss about the union executive. In that, the first part of the union executive which I am discussing is our president. Then we will study about the vice president. Okay, so this is here. So who can be a president of India? What is the qualification of India? If you want to enter in the class of 9th, you must have to qualify class 8th. If you want to move in the class 9th or 10th, you must have to qualify or pass the criteria of class 9th. Means no one position can be found without any criteria. So that criteria I am dealing here. One must have to be citizen of India. If you are citizen of India, then only you can contest the election of president. Then the second one is your age must be completed 35 years. Means it should not be less than 35 years. Suppose someone's age is 25 years and they want to be president of India. So at that time it is important to know that they cannot be president of India because the criteria is 35 years of the age. Then he or she must qualify for the election as a member of Lok Sabha. If they are qualified for the member of Lok Sabha, it means they are also qualified for the election of the president. Understood? Now, they should not hold any, he or she should not hold any office of profit under government of India. When suppose someone is in the job like IS officer, IPS, in bank job, clerk, peon, any kind of job, and they are interested to contest the presidential election, so it is not possible because in that criteria it is already said that, and it is already written that if you are holding any post of profit, you cannot contest the election. Understand? So this is that. This is about the qualification. Then we will talk about the composition of electoral college. What is the composition of electoral college? Understood? So what is electoral college first of all, and what is the composition? As we have told you, there is MPs, MLAs. MPs and MLAs will be there in the electoral college. And electoral college means the members whomsoever is eligible to cast the vote, okay, in the election of president. So if someone is participating or contesting the vote in the election of president, it means they are the member of our electoral college. So president is indirectly elected, as we know that general people or citizen cannot cast the vote for the presidential election. So they must be the member of that electoral college. Only that members can cast the vote in the favor of any particular presidential candidates. Okay. Now, elected members of both the houses, okay, can cast the vote. That is, few MPs and few MLAs. It consists of what? Electoral college. Understood? Elected members of both the houses, understood, they can cast the vote. So if someone will ask you what is electoral college, it is the composition of few MPs and few MLAs who cast the vote for the presidential election. Elected members of legislative assemblies of the states and UTs are also there. स्टेट लेजिस्लेटिव में जो हमारे MLAs होते हैं और UTs यूनियन टेरिटरीज के, they are there to cast the vote and they are the responsible for the selection or election of president. One more question rises in my mind, and I hope it's also in yours. That is what? Reasons for indirect elections. What is the reason for indirect election? So we must know that. First, why election or why it is indirect? Elections is important. Election is important because it provides the, status of an individual about their social, political and other backgrounds. Here, if president was elected directly, then he could become a rival center of power to the Council of Ministers, which would be against the parliamentary system. Understood? If he or she will be elected by direct election, then he or she will not eligible to be to get the autonomy of that president. Means आपको पता है कि लोकसभा और राज्यसभा के जो सदस्य होते हैं वो डायरेक्ट इलेक्शन से चुने जाते हैं और जो राष्ट्रपति होते हैं ये इनडायरेक्ट इलेक्शन से चुने जाते हैं. क्यों? क्योंकि they could become a rival center, okay, if they will be directly elected, and the center power of the Council of Ministers. Okay, so center of power will be there in the Council of Ministers, but here it is a indirect election which provides the status and maintaining the theory of parliamentary form of the government, especially in India. Understood? Now, reasons for indirect election. The second reason which I am going to mention here, two houses may be dominated by one party, and if president would have been elected by only the members of Union Parliament, then the president would be like PM, who is a nominee of the ruling party. Such president can't represent constituent states of the union. Understood? if they will be elected, or he or she will be elected directly, they will just like prime ministers, they will also act like a prime minister. So it is also one reason to be elected indirect election, to be president elected from indirect election. Understand? Then third reason for the indirect election is that president would be elected by electoral college consisting members of parliament and members of legislative assemblies of the what? States. So this would make the elected president a true representative of the whole nation. So if you can understand that if someone is ruling the whole nation, so that power is vested in the president, and the indirect election is conducted for the prime minister and the member of parliament. Understood? So in this way we can understand the reason for the indirect election. So it is important here. Then the another question which is there, the term of election, term of the president, कि राष्ट्रपति कितने दिन तक अपने पद पर रह सकता है. So for your kind information, it is mentioned here 5 years from the date on which he enters upon his office. Okay, if suppose president enters in his or her office today, so after the 5 years on the same day he will be not there, okay, because he have to leave the office because the tenure is limited and the tenure is only 5 years. Okay, now we will talk about the oath of office. ये किस तरह से अपना पद ग्रहण करते हैं, इनको oath कौन दिलाता है. So it is very important for you. It is also asked in the most of the competitive examinations of in civil services, FCAT, CDS, and some other national level examinations. Okay, so you can conclude there. Chief Justice of India administers President's oath of office. Means CJI, Chief Justice of India जो होते हैं वो इन्हें oath दिलाते हैं. Understand? So इनको oath कौन दिलाता है? Chief Justice of India, Supreme Court के Chief Justice जो होते हैं वो इन्हें oath दिलाता है किनको? President of India को. ठीक है? Now procedure of impeachment. अब सवाल ये होता है कि इन्हें जब oath होता है, इनका 5 साल का tenure है, फिर इन्हें हटाया जाता है with the help of impeachment. So what is impeachment? A written notice signed by more than 1/4 of the total number of members of the House, any it's submitted. Once it is received, after 14 days a resolution is moved. यानी एक written notice होता है जिसपे reason लिखा जाता है why they are interested to remove or impeach the president. What is the reason? Reason will mention there, and on that 1/4 of the member have to sign, and that member will sign there, and on that basis after 14 days the resolution will passed or moved and they will impeached. The resolution is passed by majority, that is more than 2/3 of the total members of the House. So for the resolution 2/3 members of the House, member of the House will there, and the charge is sent to the House of investigation. President needs to be present for the investigation. After the investigation, if the charge is proved right, then passed by 2/3 of the majority members of the House which investigated, then the president is removed. मतलब कि अगर जो एलिगेशन उनके ऊपर लगा है, अगर उस षड्यंत्र को, एलिगेशन को, या फिर उनके ऊपर जो चार्ज लगाया गया है, if it is proved, then you can understand that then they will be impeached or removed from his or her post of the president. That is all about the impeachment. So now, what is the power? We will discuss about the power. What is the power of president and why it is important? जैसे कि आपको पता है, घर में मम्मी पापा का पावर अलग होता है, स्कूल में टीचर्स के पावर अलग होते हैं, क्लास टीचर के पावर अलग होते हैं, हायर अथॉरिटी मीन्स प्रिंसिपल, और भी जो होते हैं आपके प्रिंसिपल सर मैम जो भी, उनके पावर्स अलग होते हैं. स्पोर्ट्स टीचर के पावर्स अलग होते हैं. सो पावर्स आर ऑल्सो डिफरेंट in the different places, in different posts. Okay, so there is also some powers vested in our honorable president, and that power is, first one is executive power, second one is legislative power, third one is financial power, fourth one is judicial power, fifth one discretionary power, sixth one is emergency power. So these are the powers which is mentioned there. Okay, so we will study one by one what are the power and what is the meaning of that power, why it is important. Okay, now first, what is executive power? आप लोगों को मुझे लगता है समझ में आ रही होगी कि एग्जीक्यूटिव पावर क्या होता है सुनने में, क्योंकि मैं ऑलरेडी एग्जीक्यूटिव के बारे में बोल चुका हूं. व्हाट इज एग्जीक्यूटिव पावर्स? ओके, so in executive powers, head of the union administration, as we know, president is the head of the union administration. All union officials are his subordinate or her subordinate. जो भी होते हैं सबॉर्डिनेट होते हैं बाकी के लोग जो उनके साथ यूनियन ऑफिशियल्स में होते हैं. अपॉइंटमेंट ऑफ ऑफिशियल्स ऑफ द स्टेट्स, ही और सी इफ समवन इज प्रेसिडेंट. अब ये नहीं कोई भी, अगर वो प्रेसिडेंट हैं तो वो क्या क्या कर सकते हैं, उनके एग्जीक्यूटिव पावर्स क्या है वो मैं बता रहा हूँ. सो अपॉइंटमेंट ऑफ ऑफिशियल्स ऑफ द स्टेट्स, इसका मतलब है कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ और काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर्स का जो अपॉइंटमेंट करते हैं इट इज अपॉइंटेड बाय द प्रेसिडेंट. देन चीफ जस्टिस एंड जजेस ऑफ सुप्रीम कोर्ट एंड हाई कोर्ट इज ऑल्सो अपॉइंटेड बाय ऑनरेबल प्रेसिडेंट. देन देयर इज गवर्नर्स ऑफ द डिफरेंट स्टेट्स, अलग अलग राज्यों के जो गवर्नर होते हैं उनको अपॉइंट कौन करते हैं? तो दे आर ऑल, ही और शी इज ऑल्सो प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया. चेयरमैन एंड मेंबर्स ऑफ यूनियन पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन ऑल्सो अपॉइंटेड बाय president. Yes, you're right. Chairman and members of planning commission also appointed by president. So all the executive powers are within the president. Then control over the state governments, president is also having the power to control the state government. Understood? So in that, union government gives directions to state governments and during emergency completely control states. Means union government provides the circumstances, the provisions and the directions to the states to follow as per our recommendation. And during the emergency, the completely powers of the state and the control of the state automatically vested in the or comes to the in the hand of president. Understood? So these are the executive powers. Now union territories and border areas is also under the executive power of president. Understood? जैसे यूनियन टेरिटरीज हैं कौन कौन से हैं, आप लोग ये बिल्कुल आए और स्कूल खुलने के बाद आई विल आस्क यू how many states are there, how many union territories are there, who is the present president. अभी present president कौन है? रामनाथ कोविंद. ओके, आप लोगों को पढ़ना है कि रामनाथ कोविंद कौन है, इनकी जीवनी पढ़िए आप. इट विल हेल्प यू कि एक साधारण व्यक्ति किस तरह से प्रेसिडेंट बनता है, आप लोगों को मोटिवेशन मिलेगा. ओके, सो ये सब आप पढ़ें घर पर. इसके अलावा और स्कूल की पढ़ाई तो कंपलसरी है, इट्स वेरी वेरी मच कंपलसरी. So these are about the executive powers. Now legislative powers are also there in the hand of president. And what are that powers? So that I'm going to deal here. Addresses session of parliament. President also addresses the what? The session of the parliament. Also, message to the parliament, whatever message is there regarding the parliament, they used to give there. Understood? Summon and prorogue the houses. हाउस को और उसके मेंबर्स को बुला सकते हैं, भेज सकते हैं. So they can summon and prorogue. Okay. Dissolve Lok Sabha. This is also the power in the hand of president. So he can, or he or she can dissolve the, Lok Sabha. Means there is also nomination powers of the members, as we have already studied in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Means 12 members for the Rajya Sabha is nominated by the President of India. 12 members for Rajya Sabha, 2 Anglo-Indians for the Lok Sabha. Assent to bills. जब bills final हो जाते हैं उनको assent कौन देता है? It is also given by the President. Then promulgate ordinances. जो ordinance होते हैं उसको promulgate कौन करता है? President of India. Whatever ordinance they are interested. Okay. Assent to some state bills. Whatever doesn't mean that it is not in the favor of the state. Everything should be in the favor of the state and as per the requirement of the time. Whatever, most of the time I used to say whatever, it doesn't mean that kuch bhi. There is certain limitations and protocols are there. Okay. Within that criteria they have to, they have to follow. Understood? Now, they can also assent to some state bills. कुछ state bills होते हैं. So president can also assent or to the state bills. State bills को भी assent कभी-कभी इनको देना पड़ता है president को. Now the formation of new states also depends on the presidents, because if there is formation of new states, so there must be involvement of our president. President will be there, okay, and it is essential. So in the formation of new states, presidents are very important, and he or she plays very crucial role in the formation of new states. Have you heard about Telangana and Andhra Pradesh? Both got separated in the 2014, I think. You have to cross-check it. 2 states, one state separated from Andhra Pradesh, that is Telangana, in 2014. One state, that is Jharkhand, separated out from Bihar in 2001. Chhattisgarh from Madhya Pradesh. So in this way, this is also the formation of new states and separation of new states. 2 states. Now the financial power. Money bill can be introduced only on recommendation of president. No one can introduce money bill without recommendation of president. So president is very important. Without him or her, no one can pass or introduce the money bill. Annual budget is presented by the finance minister on behalf of president. Okay, annual budget is also presented by the finance minister. Right now, who is the finance minister? Nirmala Sitharaman. Good. Nirmala Sitharaman is the present finance minister. If she is presenting the budget, it is in the behalf of our president. Okay, on the behalf of our president. Annual budget is also the estimate of income and expenditure of union government for the coming year. So annual budget is there. What is the annual budget? It is the estimate of income and expenditure of union government for the coming year. ये खर्च जितना हुआ और जो होने वाला है, जितना बचा है, उसका जो लेखा जोखा होता है, that is annual budget. That is annual budget. Okay, and it is talking about the coming year. Annual financial statement is also represented on behalf of president. Financial statement is also presented on behalf of president. So president is also there to present the annual financial budget. Okay. President can authorize withdrawal of advances from the contingency fund of India. जो contingency fund of India होता है उससे ये क्या करते हैं, ऑथराइज विड्रॉल ऑफ एडवांसेस फ्रॉम द contingency, उससे वो एडवांस्ड में निकाल सकते हैं पैसे को. अंडरस्टूड. सो दिस इज ऑल्सो देयर फ्रॉम द contingency fund of India. Then after every 5 years president appoints finance commission. What is finance commission? There will be one chairman, 4 members. It makes recommendations of the president on financial matters. Indian financial matter is also important, and for that purpose, for the regulation of that, there will be the finance commission. In that, one chairman will be there and 4 members, and they are appointed by the president as well. Recommendation to president on the financial matters means recommendation is important, and that recommendation is given by the president. Now we will talk about the judicial power. ये judicial power क्या होता है, न्यायिक शक्तियाँ क्या होती है, न्याय देने की शक्तियाँ. जैसे घर पे कभी देखते होंगे आप आपस में एक भाई एक दूसरे से लड़ते हैं तो घर पे मम्मी या पापा जो भी होते हैं वो आपको जजमेंट देते हैं कि तुम्हें नहीं मारना चाहिए, तुमने गलत किया, यू हैव डन रॉन्ग. व्हाई? बिकॉज दैट पावर इज वेस्टेड ऑन हिम और हर. उनके अंदर होता है, मम्मी के, पापा के, भाई के, बड़े भाई के, तो दे यूज टू प्रोवाइड द जस्टिस ओवर दैट. अंडरस्टैंड? सो प्रेसिडेंट इजंट आंसरेबल बिफोर एनी कोर्ट ऑफ लॉ. बिफोर एनी कोर्ट ऑफ लॉ प्रेसिडेंट इजंट आंसरेबल. वो जवाब नहीं देते. कब तक? बिफोर द कोर्ट ऑफ लॉ. सो नो क्रिमिनल सूट कैन बी इनिशिएटेड अगेंस्ट हिम ड्यूरिंग हिज टेन्योर ऑफ ऑफिस. क्रिमिनल सूट इनके बीच स्टार्ट नहीं कर सकते हैं जब तक इनका टेन्योर होता है ऑफिस का. प्रेसिडेंट हैज पावर टू रिड्यूस और इंक्रीज द पनिशमेंट इन द फॉलोइंग केसेस. कुछ केसेस में ये अपना पावर्स का इस्तेमाल करके क्या करते हैं, पनिशमेंट को घटा या बढ़ा सकते हैं. जैसे केस ऑफ कोर्ट मार्शल. कोर्ट मार्शल होता है कि जब आप कोई गलती करते हैं, कुछ मिस्टेक्स करते हैं और इससे नुकसान होता है बाकी चीज़ों को, तो आर्मी में, सेना में देखा जाता है उन्हें कोर्ट मार्शल कर दिया जाता है, उन्हें वहाँ से निष्कासित किया जाता है विथ सम एलिगेशंस. तो उनकी अवधि को घटा या बढ़ा सकते हैं. इन ऑल केसेस लिस्टेड इन द यूनियन एंड कंकरेंट लिस्ट, एज वी नो दैट there are 3 lists: union list, concurrent list, and some other list. Okay, that is so, but here only 2 list is there: union concurrent or state list, sorry. So in both the list he or she can increase or decrease the punishment level. So in all cases where there is a death sentence, मीन्स डेथ सेंटेंस, अगर किसी को अगर फांसी की सजा सुना दी गई तो उसे भी माफ करने की ताकत और क्षमता और शक्तियां इनके अंदर निहित हैं. इट इज वेस्टेड देयर. देन डिस्क्रिशनरी पावर. सो वी विल स्टडी इन आवर नेक्स्ट क्लास अबाउट द डिस्क्रिशनरी पावर and about the vice president. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you all are enjoying the videos at your class. So we will continue in the next class. The next power, the discretionary power and the emergency power. Understood? And then after we will start the vice president. Okay. So thank you very much.